This Sweetie Pie, welcome to Sweetie Pie scandal. What's y'all's thoughts? Do y'all know about it?
Yeah, insurance fraud and attempted murder and actual murder and Colonel Mustard with the candlestick and yes.
All right, so Sherelle, for our viewers, tell them what the Sweetie Pie.
So there was a show on Oprah's network called Welcome to Sweetie Pies. It was owned by it was about a restaurant that was owned by a lady named Miss Robbie. Miss Robbie, who's a former Ike, she used to work for Ike and Tina Turner. Started this chain of restaurants, and once her son got out of jail, because he went to jail at the age of 17, he was in jail for 10 years. Once he came out of jail, she had him working at the restaurant. Not just working, but he actually was running one of the restaurants. Many of the restaurants, actually. Well, her other son, he had passed away, but he had a son named Andre. And so that grandson was very close with Miss Robbie, super tight with her. So he would work at the restaurant as well, She have him work to help him graduate, get him off the street. Well, Andre ended up going back home to Houston just for a visit. He gets murdered, shot in the head. That happened in 2016. Well, now, her son Tim, who was in jail for 10 years, who had come out, just went to jail for a murder to hire plot against Andre. He had taken out an insurance policy without anybody knowing on Andre's life, and he set it up with a stripper, and him and the stripper were conversing on burner phones. They found out she was in the location where Andre was when he died. She made phone calls to Tim right before the death and after the death. So they just arrested her, Tim, and the insurance dude, all for the death of little Andre. And then
the insurance dude was in on it?
Say it again.
How was the insurance dude in on it? How did he know?
Because it was it was a fraudulent insurance. Mm-hmm. So he tried to collect on, it was $450,000. I gotta check and see. He tried to collect on that money.
But then nephew, I got a couple of nephews I might clip for.
You get on my nerves.
Might clip for $500,000.
I know that he took out a insurance policy, and then for let me see, it's $450,000 that insurance policy was on for little Andre, and he tried to collect on it like a week after Andre died, and he couldn't get the money because he didn't have all the documentation he needed. So he never even got the money that he never even got the money. Then it was later found out that he took $100 million policy out on his mother too. So she might have been next.
She might have been next, or she might have been the first one he was going to try to clip, but he just figured he couldn't get it done.
Maybe. I think it would have been a little more obvious that it was him, because this took 4 years for the feds to figure it out. They had a little bit of stress between the two of them, Tim and his mom, Miss Robbie. She sued him for $100 million because he kept going behind her back, opening new Sweetie Pie restaurants without telling her, using her money to open up. He bought a food truck. He was like using her money to keep expanding the business, but he wasn't talking to her about it. So she sued him for $100 million. So that was stress, and she ended up firing him.
It's late. They already had that type of bread at their disposal, and he still being greedy.
The mom had bread. He had debt. He kept opening these businesses so he could have bread too eventually, but he ended up just getting in debt. And then mom ended up firing him because he went inside the one of the Sweetie Pie's restaurant, tearing stuff up, punched little Andre in the face because he was trying to like show tough love. If you watch like the little clips on YouTube, he's always like, these young boys out here, they're too soft. Andre needs somebody to toughen him up. So like he was always like an asshole to Andre.
Say it with your chest.
Yeah, like.
Lord.
So what's y'all's thoughts on this? I've been down this Sweetie Pie.
Fucked up.
Yeah. I've been down in Sweetie Pie's rabbit hole for a while.
Case closed, fucked up. Like, I don't know what else you want me to say. Like,
and what's crazy is Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives, she was telling everybody, oh, he tried to stalk me, he beat me once. Like, she tried to tell everybody he was crazy, but nobody at all believed her.
it's one of those garbage people. One of those garbage people. That's what that is.
Yeah, several years ago, he flipped it and made everybody think she was crazy. Now everybody's seeing like, yo, she's telling the truth.
Yeah.
Or even like with the Megan Thee Stallion thing, her just now confessing because Tory Lanez was trying to put out lies about her after she tried to protect him.
Yeah.
So like that's celebrity betrayal.
Which is that's the craziest part of that whole story is like she still had enough heart to like try to, I don't know, like keep that man from going to jail, losing his career, like, and that's it. That's it. Just be quiet, like don't say shit. What did Dude say on Players Club? Be quiet, shut the fuck up, don't say.
Right.
Don't say shit, bro. Like go to the deposition, you and the lawyers, let them handle that shit.
Yeah, that's when you betray yourself. That's called betraying yourself.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
What's some famous betrayal individuals or groups?
Famous ones?
Where
do we start? You said famous betrayal.
Famous ones.
Well, I mean, you know, Julius Caesar and Brute. I mean, his homeboy was there for the backstabbing. I mean, that's what.
Yo, you went way back.
Judas and Jesus. That's a big one.
There you go, Judas and Jesus.
Cain and Abel.
There we go.
I put it way back. I won't take it back that far.
Have y'all been seeing this?
I mean, you know, Nino Brown and Akbar. You know, the smart brother from the bank.
Let's talk about Mary J. Blige and her husband, her ex-husband. That's a betrayal, man.
And that was
trying to get all her money.
You could just tell he was only with her for the bread of the way he was acting.
Right, swear.
Y'all been seeing the shit with Jaguar Wright and the Roots and Common and Tyler Kweli? She been going off on them.
What's that?
Missed that. What's going on? What happened?
I'm gonna put it in the DMs after the show, but basically Jaguar Wright is exposing the whole pretty much neo soul community. Like,
why?
Because like there's a guy named Malik. I forget what his last name is, but he was a part of the Roots. No, not Malik Yoba. But he was, I think maybe Malik, right? I'm not sure. But anyway, he was a part of the Roots, and he was like one of their biggest composers, like lyrically.
Okay.
So I guess he had a drug problem, and as a result of his drug problem, he was kind of one of the lesser known Roots members. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there really is only Black Thought and Questlove.
Yeah. But he contributed to a lot of the albums that made him big, and particularly one that they won a Grammy for in like 2004. And so they kept his Grammy from him, even though he won it, because they said that because he had such a drug problem, he would sell it for drugs. And
so what if he sells it for drugs?
It's his Grammy, right? So
right, like,
instead of like just like giving it to his mom or somebody in his family that they thought maybe they could trust with it or something like that, they just kept it at their offices in a box, and it was piled up with trash, I guess. And when he died, they ended up giving it to Jaguar Wright on some, this was laying around the office type vibes. but it was like his whole Grammy, and he died not knowing he was a Grammy winner. Like, and
Yeah.
so basically, yeah.
Oh
So
wait, hold on. I
basically,
know you said he didn't know. Like it's not. Sure, he knew he was a Grammy winner.
that's basically what she's saying. She's basically saying he died not knowing his legacy. Like
That's
he
jacked up.
never saw his Grammy, never knew he won it. So basically, she's just been on fire, giving them the blues and she's not only coming for like the roots, like basically that whole Soulquarians movement from Jill Scott to Erica Badu, Common. Only person I didn't really hear her mention was like D'Angelo, but I'm talking like Talib Kweli, like everybody, like the whole
Music
movement.
Soul Child.
No,
Everybody.
not she ain't have bars for him either. But she would just say she did say how she thought he was too little of a man to date or some shit. She just talking shit on everybody. But she like
Damn.
one of the biggest people that she keep coming for heavy is Erica Badu. I don't know what
Really?
type of vendetta she got against Erica Badu, but every other interview she
Man.
calling her a witch and calling
That
her
sound that sound
Talib
like
is
Dark
hot
and
and
Viv energy,
Jill
man. Dark
Scott is
and
a
Viv
hoe.
energy.
She slept with Jaguar Rights, man. I mean, like, she just. I gotta send y'all these.
All right, say it over, man. I mean, well, that sound like some.
This reminds me of like the Corinne Steffens too of the world, like those who expose their like secret affairs with people for money and cash and
That sound like some Dark and Viv energy, yo.
like. Mm.
Yeah.
All right, we can move on. Last
I think
one.
Los is frozen, yo.
Yeah, I know.
Frozen with that smile, though. Look at the smile, though.
At least he was frozen with a smile. What causes betrayal? What can be done to prevent betrayal?
Nothing.
Well, no, it depends, though, because some people betray people because they felt betrayed by that person.
Yep.
Some people
Yeah,
betray
I
others.
think that but sometimes
Yeah.
it's taken. I think betrayal could be taken out of content
True, very true.
because like for me, like I'm pretty sure my cousin feels like I betrayed her, but I just stopped talking to her because I can't do that energy anymore. I can't have that negative energy in my life no more. Like I moved on from that nonsense. And
Yep.
so because of that, she feels like, I as her family should like be able to, and I'm like, no, I don't want to deal with you and your nonsense and the nonsense from your baby's dad. Like I don't want none of that in my life. Like, so I'm pretty sure she feels like I betrayed her, but it's not on purpose. It's just because for my well-being and for my state of mind and where I'm trying to go, I want to be clear about that nonsense.
Yeah, some betrayal is about perspective. So that situation, that's perspective.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel betrayed in that way too. Like when somebody emotionally distanced themselves from them, or even physically, like you might feel like betrayed, especially if you gave them your all or whatever, or you love that person.
Right. Or it's, just family, because it's like, family automatically feels betrayed because they feel that you should be able to put up with them and all of their nonsense. Like
Yeah.
that's one thing that I deal with a lot with my family, because they feel like, everybody should be a part of all the nonsense. And it's like, no, I don't want that. Like, you know what I mean? I got a kid and a family of my own. Like, I don't want to deal with you and your nonsense. Like, So yeah, I can understand.
Yeah, like sorry, setting boundaries can be a form of betrayal, can cause betrayal.
Yep, for sure.
I think, like we talked about earlier, sometimes you can betray people without even trying to. You wasn't even, maybe it was a careless thought, careless action. You wasn't thinking things fully through. You messed up, made a mistake, and you betray them without even knowing you was doing it. Then I think some people set it out, plan it, Like, dude played a whole murder for hire situation. Like, they even planned it step by step.
Young dude killed his mom for that insurance money.
He didn't kill his mom, but I'm sure she was on the list.
No, there was a young dude. He was an aspiring rapper.
Oh,
And these gangsters convinced him to kill his mom for the insurance money. He was getting it so that he could stunt, but they was trying to get him to do it. When they actually got him to do it, and they was going to intend to just rob him of the money once he got it. So he killed his mom, got like $500,000. Then he shot a music video throwing the bread in the air and shit. I don't know.
That's fucked up, yo.
Poorly
Stupid
thought out,
too.
like, and I guess they just didn't get around to like robbing him. But the feds ended up catching him. But I was like, damn, that shit. Kill your mama just to stunt in a video? Damn.
yeah, that was foul. I didn't know the part about the friends having them do it part.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the causes of betrayal and what can you do to prevent it.
You know what? There's not really a whole lot you can do to prevent it. You can try to be the best person you can be, but sometimes people are going to still do what they're gonna do.
You gotta be real with people about your desires. I feel like that's where sometimes betrayal comes in. It's like you got some people that are just what they call it, like malevolent, or maleficent. What do they call that shit? Where they just like, where they just sociopaths and they just gonna shit on people by nature. But I feel like sometimes betrayal just comes with you not being real about what you want. You know what I mean? And now you feel like you gotta lie and shit, and it always turns out worse than you intended. What they call it, like the.
Well, I mean, that's why I said sometimes I feel like betrayal is not like it's not on purpose. Sometimes it just happens that way. And a lot of it is, like you said, Los, because people are not true, aren't being true to themselves.
Isn't there a quote something about like the path to hell was good intentions or something like that?
It's paved with good intention.
Yeah, it's paved with good intentions. It's like you be trying so hard not to hurt somebody's feelings, and you just creating more and more chaos than you would if you just kept it real.
Right.
I think sometimes betrayal is written in your story. Like, because for some people, that betrayal will change you in ways that you would have never changed. It might change you for the better. It might change you for the worse. Like, you never know, but like it's ultimately meant to change you, and so I think it's sometimes that betrayal is literally written in your story.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Judas didn't betray Jesus, I'll get deep on you. Pass the collection plate. If he didn't betray Jesus, then he wouldn't have a need for him to he wouldn't be crucified on the cross. That betrayal was necessary for what was to come and him saving the world.
I think the Romans were still going to come after him anyway.
Say it again.
See, I think the Romans probably still would have came after him anyways.
Or I mean, yeah, but that set the stage for what was happening.
Oh yeah.
It was more betrayed than the coyote from Looney Tunes. Acme used to play the shit out of that nigga.
Yo, wait. So, you know what? No, don't blame Acme. Acme, he never set that shit up right. But you know what I gotta say though? Acme got the quickest delivery time ever.
They definitely do.
Yo, Amazon need to step their game up because Acme. Woo!
Was Acme the first wish? You ordered
some
Yes.
Yo, man. He used to put that order form in the mailbox. 5 seconds later, it was there.
Right. It was just never quite right, though.
But buying Acme had everything. It had like bombs and roller skates and wings and shit. And everything.
Is the coyote? Is he a metaphor for just not putting too much trust in other people Yeah.
No, you know what it is? I think if we're gonna pick a metaphor, I think the coyote is regular people, and the road runner is like the pursuit of like fame and fortune, and people are just chasing that instead of focusing on some more practical things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you deep.
Are they
Like
trying to
for real?
Acme is like the microwave generation.
Yo, beyond they on some shit. Yo, I mean, Acme is the best, man.
That's funny though. Are there any other like animated like betrayal scenes like where it's like no?
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry is definitely.
Well, actually, it depends because there's a fan theory about Tom and Jerry saying that Tom and Jerry are best friends, and the reason why Tom chases Jerry and chooses never to actually catch him and kill him is because they know that he always chases him so that the owners of his owners don't get rid of him for not doing his job. Because if they get rid of him, they're going to actually hire a real cat who's actually going to kill Jerry. So he pretends to chase him just so Jerry never gets killed.
That's deep. That
is real deep.
Yeah, there's a fan theory about the fact that they are bestest friends, and he puts on a little act for the owners.
The ultimate betrayal on animation got to be Lion King, though.
Oh,
Scar.
Sheesh.
Scar was the shadiest.
Trying to kill your nephew, then told him to just run away and never return.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because Han played the fuck out of the chick in Frozen.
I never saw that.
No, it's okay. It's a bad movie, but Han played the fuck out of them. He was like, not only did he played the fuck out of the audience. We didn't even know he was bad to the end. At least Scar was up front.
Yeah, he played her. He played her to take over the whole kingdom.
He played us.
Yeah, he did. He played all of us. Right.
Plus, she's the wackest villain in like Disney history, man.
What about like Little Mermaid? She betrayed her whole kingdom, gave up her voice, and dipped out for some legs.
Hey, she wasn't showing up for band rehearsal anyways. Fuck her, man.
Literally and figuratively.
She's just trying to get some dick. She just wants some dick. That's all.
First walk.
Some that.
Well, when you live in the ocean, you can't help but have a walk.
She did it for some lad.
Oh, wow. That's funny. Some lad. Is that the new thing? Some lad now?
Some lad.
Damn. Well, Prince Eric or whatever his name was.
Betrayal at its finest.
No, straight up betrayals, man.
That was
cool. You know what? I was thinking of. Y'all seen that movie Acrimony?
Mm-mm.
I can't stand Acrimony. Yeah, I can't stand that shit.
That movie was.
It was deep, wasn't it?
It was whacktastic.
I didn't like it. It was like 3 movies in one.
It was whacktastic.
I liked it just for the simple fact because I looked at it as it's like we as women, and I'm gonna speak on women because I'm a woman. It's like we put so much because we're so caring and nurturing, like that's just our nature of things. We stick around a lot longer than what we should have or what we should, just because sometimes we actually really do love our men. So it's like whenever you put your blood, sweat, and tears into somebody and then you see them like take their success to somebody else.
He took his success because she quit on him at the final stretch.
You understand?
She quit.
Listen, me and my husband have had this conversation. She was emotionally drained. She was.
Yeah, but wait. he was, he was being financially abusive. He was like he was and emotionally abusive in a sense. And she had just given her all, which she shouldn't have did. Like at some point, it is time to be like, all right, because you're not giving. He wasn't being fair in the relationship. He wasn't helping her the way she was helping him.
Right. And like the things that he was doing as far as like, you know, she lost her mother's house. Like these are all emotional things that like
they are
women.
But
like,
at the end of it though, who decided to like split things between the two?
I understand, but if he would have never made it to where he was, then he wouldn't have had that money to give her. So she would have just been bitter in that sense. But what he did he make it right? Yes, he made it right in the sense of giving her back everything. But it's like, you know, money does not, you can't put money on your emotions and time wasted.
Yeah, that is true.
So like she felt like she wasted her whole life and all her emotions on one person. And like that is betrayal at its finest, because it's like you have given everything to this person, and then like whenever you reach your successful, yes, and once you reach your most successful moment and you're sharing your most successful moment with somebody else and not the person that has devoted their life, time, emotions.
They did. Now I agree that she did that, but then, like I said, she split on that.
Yeah, but Brandon, you're disregarding. You're on point. You're on point M, and Alicia's talking a point about A through L.
I got you.
And you seem to be, and I know you're not, but you seem to be disregarding A through L.
No, I'm not. I'm not disregarding that. She put her work in, and she did. She put the work in. I got you. She did that. So
that's where that point of it is what she's talking about as the betrayal part of it.
But okay, here's the issue I have with that. Is like, okay, it'd be different if she put in all that time and then he was the one that said "fuck you" and moved on. But she did like.
Come out. So is there not a point that people can't give up and like, you know, I've given everything to you and I'm not seeing no results at this point?
I understand why she left.
Right. This is not something that has happened like in a year's time. This has
went for a long time. Right. Yes, I agree with you. That did happen.
This is happen to adulthood, like midway through adulthood, like
right. So you're telling me that because she decided to call it quits after what they were together for 15, 16 years, that after all that time that she done spent every last single dime she had, she's working 2 jobs trying to keep the house together while this nigga still working on
and she cut loose.
I mean the same
she cut loose what she thought was dead weight. So she cut dead weight loose. Whatever happens after you cut that loose, like you decided to cut it loose, cool, then you cut it loose. And whatever happens with that is done.
Yeah, but that's the thing about women. It's not done.
Right.
Like you can't negate the feelings, because the feelings are still there. The feelings are still there. You can't negate those feelings just because it's the relationship.
But that does not make it okay for what she did. Like she went on a damn yacht trying to kill everybody.
Brandon.
Nobody said that was okay. Now you on level Z. We not over there.
Affect somebody, because betrayal doesn't have a time frame of, oh, well, you cut it loose, so you're now my betrayal that I have, it's over, it's done, cut, over.
So he was supposed to dump the chick that he had at that moment, get back with her.
No. In the end, he did the right thing as far as giving her some money or whatever towards you know what went on. But we're still talking about like the betrayal aspect of it. She felt betrayed by his actions.
Right.
She felt betrayed by his actions.
Right.
I mean, because like I said, it was financial. Literally, it was financial abuse. Low key, emotional and financial abuse.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that she shouldn't have cut him loose, because I mean it wasn't working, and she felt need to cut that weight. Cool. But I mean, you popping up on the yacht.
No, yeah, we're not condoning. See, that's why I say this movie's like 3 movies in one. Because the yacht.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying what she did was right at the end, but I can understand her frustration and where she was coming from with the whole betrayal thing and how she was feeling at that moment. It's like, damn, like at the moment that you are the most successful, you did everything that we used to talk about doing, and you're now doing it with somebody else. Like I can feel that. That's why, like, when I say that, but I can feel every moment of that, because it's the very things that, like, we were trying to build, but at the time you was a bomb, you was a scrub.
Because while she's giving away every single thing she has, he's not.
Right. And then he could just move on with his success.
Y'all ever heard this thing called the sunk cost?
The what?
The sunk cost.
Mm-mm.
So the sunk cost is like a financial thing. It's like when people determine whether or not, like sometimes these financial institutions, they'll invest mad money and time into something, but they'll be doing forecasting and they'll just be like, yo, this shit's not going to turn out right. So even though your money might be telling you, yo, you invested all of this time and money, you got to see it through to see what happened. If you forecast and you know this shit's going to be whack, no matter how much money and time you put into it, you just got to cut ties. You know what I mean? So like sometimes, and when you do that, you can't be on some shit like, oh, you know what I mean? Like shit turned out in a way, and I wish I would have. Sometimes you just gotta cut the ties. You know what I mean? And like if it's not looking good, if you feel like you're happier without that situation, what do it matter what the other person's doing? If you was genuinely able to lift that weight of stress and bondage off of you.
That's the part what you just said. Like we don't cut off as quickly and as easily and as cleanly as a lot of men do.
But to be honest, men don't either really. Yeah, I mean, we just got.
I believe it. I believe it. That's why I said a lot. I ain't say all. I don't know. Y'all seem to cut off
you gonna
easier than we do.
For your homies, because if your homies look at you away like, nigga, you crying? You writing letters? Like what? Oh no.
Yeah, we hold it in and die earlier. That's all.
Crafty in here.
Yeah, like we still feel that. We still feel it for a while, even though we've had to walk away from it. We still feel it for some time.
We hold it in and die earlier. Okay.
Like.
Yeah.
I get it.
I gotta bounce though, y'all. I love y'all.
But we are about to bounce. So
we about to be out, man.
That was the Betrayal episode. Everybody give it up for Los.
Get more security for your yacht.
Give it up for Alicia Page. And B Mike. Right. And I'm your girl Sherelle Unique, and we out.
All right, see y'all next week.